There is a heavy downpour of rain. It is raining heavily today under this cool and wet weather, a smooth weather here.
This is Front Page Africa live from Margibi County at the 14th Military Hospital, where the President of Liberia, Weah, will be officially dedicating the hospital today. As you see there's the motorcade entering the compound of the hospital. My name is Gerald Coordinate for Front Page Africa. We bring you live the live ceremony that's happening here today. The president.
All right, that is the President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable His Excellency Dr. George Weah have arrived.
This is Front Page Africa live from the 14th Military Hospital in Margibi County. Today is the official dedicatory ceremony, and President Weah is gracing the ceremony to perform the official dedication. You now witnessing the arrival of the President.
Standing on behalf of the national anthem by the theater band. Thank you.
That was the national anthem of Liberia, sung there by the
Ministry of National Defense,
the Armed Forces of Liberia.
14 Military Hospital.
Let's now join the
MC.
MC.
Barracks, Margibi County, September 1st, 2021. At this time, I now invite to the podium Major Joseph Coe, Commander AFL.
And the event is taking place today amid a heavy downpour of rain, as you can see in the video. It's raining cats and dogs here in Margibi County at the 14th Military Hospital.
So, request permission to clearance.
But President George Weah joined by
His Excellency Dr. George
his cabinet,
Weah,
ministers, members of the legislature, members of the diplomatic corps, and of course the armed forces of Liberia and other partners
members of the House of Representatives,
to grace this occasion despite the heavy downpour of rain.
members of the House of Senate present, the Honorable Minister of National Defense, Major General Daniel D. Zianka Jr., retired, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Major General Prince C. Johnson III, members of our diplomatic corps, all other protocol respectfully observed. Mr. President,
The President is sitting
on
between
behalf of the Honorable Minister
the
of
Minister
National
of
Defense
Defense,
and the Chief of Staff of
Honorable
the Armed
Daniel
Forces of
Zianga,
Liberia
and the Chief of
I want
Staff
to
of the
take
Armed
this
Forces
time
of Liberia,
to welcome you
Major
and your
General Prince C.
entourage
Johnson.
to the 14th Military Hospital. The 14th Military Hospital is ready to receive patients. The 14th Military Hospital is a component of the Armed Forces of Liberia Medical Command charged with the responsibilities to provide healthcare services to uniformed personnel, their families, and the Ministry of Defense staff. Also, the command provides medical support to the troop in field operation both locally, internationally, and the general public. The existence of the 14th Military Hospital will not only provide healthcare services to the above-mentioned population, but also a training facility to prepare the armed forces of Liberia combat medics, paramedical staff, and doctors around the country. The hospital is designed in the form of H with 4 identical wings. All other services is found in the middle of the building. Mr. President, I have not that in my service as the commander of the medical command could see a contemporary and modern hospital built for the armed forces of Liberia. This is a real dream come true. Let me emphasize that military hospital help win battles because it gave the soldier the hope that their body wounds will be properly managed, and even in their absence in defending their country in international mission, their family is better taken care of in a proper healthcare facility. Mr. President, we assure you that the current leadership and the able lieutenants will make you proud because the 14th Military Hospital will become a referenced healthcare facility that all Liberians in country and in the diaspora will boast of. We want to tell all Liberians and our foreign partners residing in Liberia that your search for quality health care is over. 14 Military Hospital with its core value, high respect for privacy, security, and confidentiality is the answer to your healthcare need. Again, Mr. President, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of National Defense, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, members of the Medical Command, our able consultant on Liberia Medical Relief, we want to say welcome to this ceremony and hope that you enjoy your tour as we move within the facility. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, at the podium, Senior Colonel Hen Zhao, Defense Attaché, Chinese Embassy, special remark.
Good morning. Mr. President, Mr. Weah of the Republic of Liberia, honorable ministers, chief staff of the Liberian AFL. First of all, I want to send my congratulations on the dedication of the 14th military hospital. As the Chief Medical Officer mentioned, I'm sure in the future the hospital will serve not only the Liberian military, but the local population and the international community residing here as well. In short, congratulations and thank you.
That was
Thank you. Now
the military personnel from the Chinese embassy.
Defense Attaché.
The acting defense attaché of the United States embassy.
Good morning, Your Excellency, George Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, the Honorable Minister of National Defense, Major General Daniel B. Ziankan Jr., retired, the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Wilhelmina Jala, members of the Liberian Legislature, other ministers present, Major General Prince C. Johnson III, Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of Liberia, distinguished guests, and my brothers and sisters in arms in the AFL. And thank you for the invitation to speak to you today on behalf of the U.S. Ambassador, Michael McCarthy. As it was already said, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Mike Clark, the Acting Defense Attaché to the U.S. Embassy. This is a great day for the AFL and for Liberia. This facility has already contributed so much to the Liberian people during the scourge of the COVID-19 pandemic, and as of today, it will contribute even more by drastically expanding its capabilities to keep Liberians healthy and the AFL ready to answer the nation's call. The opening of the 14th Military Hospital today shows the President's, the Government of Liberia's, and the AFL's commitments to a healthy and ready armed forces and a healthy citizenry. The U.S. government enthusiastically shares these commitments and is proud to have helped this facility open and proud to have helped the Liberians and the AFL remain healthy through the donation of a Gen Expert testing machine, multiple shipments of medical PPE, and nearly 400,000 COVID-19 vaccines through the COVAX initiative. We look forward to our continued partnership in assisting the AFL to fulfill the promise of the 14th Military Hospital as a world-class medical facility. We also know it has the potential to keep Liberians and the AFL healthy and ready for whatever challenges may present themselves in the future. I thank you again for your time, and on behalf of the Ambassador, I pass a heartfelt congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. The next remark will come from the Minister of Health.
His Excellency President George Weah, for all of our international partners here present, if you allow me to stand on the existing protocols. The Ministry of Health is delighted to be part of this official opening of the 14th Military Hospital. I am confident that this facility will radically improve the quality of services and infrastructure for the patients and staff, both now, in the immediate future, and in the years to come. As we all know, hospitals are one of the most important pillars of society. They are the physical execution of one of the pillars that forms the infrastructure of a nation's health. An adequate number of hospitals in the country with proper equipment, well-trained and well-paid staff to is the kind of health care and concern that you, Mr. President, has for all citizens and people residing in Liberia. For this, we all say congratulations for this hospital because it was your dream. You allowed us to use it for COVID. And thank you for all that you continue to do. I would like to thank our partners, the Chinese government, the United States government, and the Indian government. Also, I would like to thank the military and the non-military staff that have gotten this hospital ready. Also, I want to thank the wives of the military officers who also worked hard to get the hospital ready. Lastly, I would like to thank Natu and her husband, Dr. Strauss, for the dedication in preparing the hospital. No longer will we talk about 37 military hospital in Ghana or the military hospital in Liberia. Congratulations to us. We can now brag of our very own 14 military hospital. Thank you.
That was the Minister of Health, Dr. Wilhelmina Njala,
Today, and members of the
brief
diplomatic
remark.
corps, the Dean and members of the Cabinet, members of the Legislature, members of the diplomatic corps, our partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasing duty to call on His Excellency Dr. George Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, for remarks.
The Dean, the members of the Cabinet, members of the 54th Legislature, other official government here present, the Dean and members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, the Chief of Staff, officers, men and women of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Chief Medical Officer, doctor, nurses, and staff of the 14 Military Hospital, common officials of government, our international partner, traditional leaders, chief and elders, political and business leaders, the defense attaché, the Chinese embassy in the U.S., religious leaders, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Just after I assumed the presidency in January 2018, I was informed that the tragedy in Mali 2017, where soldiers from the armed forces of Liberia, a part of the United Nations peacekeeping mission, one of our soldiers was badly wounded and was taken to Senegal for emergency treatment. I remember when Minister of Defense, Honorable Daniel Zanga, informed me of the incident and asked me to call my friend and brother, His Excellency Macky Sall, the President of Senegal, to thank him for receiving our soldiers and for making sure that they receive the proper medical attention. Zanga then told me that they needed to send
the wounded soldier's family to Senegal to be with him. And he was requesting the government to provide some funds to send the family. We were able to do that. But then I became very concerned that there were no specialized medical facility in Liberia for the use of our men and women in arms, and wonder why no previous administration had thought it was to provide such essential services to our military. And then I said to Zanga that since Armed Forces Day was coming in a couple of weeks, in my Armed Forces Day speech, I will be bold enough to directly deal with this glaring deficiency. I decided that instead of sending our soldiers who are on the war front fighting terrorism in different countries, when they got wounded, we need to build our own military hospital where we will have specialists that will treat them. This will be an important priority of my administration. Very shortly thereafter, less than a month after my inauguration, I gave my first Armed Forces Day address on February 11, 2018. On that occasion, I announced that we will build a state-of-the-art medical center for the use of our military, their families, and dependents, as well as for the use of other citizens of our country. It was clear to me that one of the advantages of having a military hospital is that families of the wounded would not have to travel to another country to visit their loved ones. They would go directly from their own homes, which would even encourage the patient to get well sooner. And the family members themselves will also be treated in the same hospital. It will be the first institution of its kind in our history, and will focus on the special medical needs of our soldiers as well as their families, both at home and abroad. Many who listened to my pronouncement that day thought that it was just a dream or an illusion. Just mere words being spoken which were not grounded in reality. There were many skeptics and many critics, but those who thought that we did not know that I am not a man of words, but a man of action. They completely underestimated my determination and the strength of my resolve, especially when I am faced with a challenge that seems to be against all odds. I talk and I do. Talk and do. So we immediately embarked upon this project after the conduct of a professional feasibility study. A suitable site was chosen for the new military hospital and a program for its construction in May of 2018. Just 3 months after it was first announced, with the assistance of the engineering company of the Armed Forces of Liberia, construction began. And by March 2020, just 10 months later, the hospital now named the 14th Military Hospital was 95% completed. It was just at the time that Liberia experienced the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, a successful approach to containing the virus after testing and tracking is the requirement for effective isolation of patients who test positive. This is where we were very fortunate to have the 14 military hospital available. Although it was not yet completely finished and operational, because of its location away from the general population and without any patients already occupying its wall, it became the perfect isolation center and played a major role in our battle with the coronavirus pandemic. Today, it is now complete and ready for operation, fully equipped and staffed with a dedicated and qualified team of medical professionals. It will become the central healthcare facility of the Armed Forces of Liberia, and with its 150 bed capacity, will begin to provide inpatient services as well as outpatient services to our men and women in arms and their families. In the near future, the 14 military hospital will provide other specialized services for the general Liberian population. These services will include certain emergency medical, surgical procedures, aspirated surgeries, and burn cares, as well as general surgery. It will become the center of healthcare excellence, providing quality services and comfort for all Liberians. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who have helped us to bring this dream to reality. My special thanks and commendation go out to the Minister of Defense, the Chief of Staff, the engineering company of the Armed Forces of Liberia, and all members of the Armed Forces of Liberia who work on this project. I would like to thank the Minister of Health and of able staff for their guidance and assistance. I will also make a special mention and express my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Dr. Kevin Strati and his wife Natu Strati, who have worked diligently and with a dedication to make this hospital operational and ready for opening today. They left their homes and lives in Miami, Florida, and came to Liberia at my request to set up a burn unit, which is urgently needed in this country. I want to thank them for the expertise and experience which they have provided to the military hospital, and for the patience and understanding that they have shown in navigating the difficult protocols of government bureaucracy in Liberia. I would like to thank one Mr. George M. Weah for the professional manner in which he laid the very first cornerstone of this building. I am told Mr. Weah that when he lived in the ghettos of Monrovia during his youthful days, he used to hustle for pocket money by going to various construction sites to work as a mason. So the way that you saw him on that day, mixing cement, sands and water, and professionally setting the cornerstone was no surprise. It was the result of his masonry expertise that he acquired in the streets of Clarendon and Gibraltar. Finally, we owe a special debt of gratitude to the government and people of India, China, and the United States of America, acting through the respective embassies near the capital for their invaluable contributions to the success of this project. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have a vision and a mission for Liberia. My vision is to develop Liberia to the maximum extent possible during my presidency. And my mission is to complete every project that I embark upon in that process. This military hospital is one of my signature projects, and I am both proud and happy today to see that my dream has been realized and in record time. One of my other signature projects is the development of Bali Island. There are many who doubt our ability to bring this project to fruition. But these skeptics do not discourage nor distract me from my mission. As O.G. Mandingo has said, and I quote, "Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough." God be my helper. Bali Island will be another success story. And the naysayer will once again be surprised. And so, ladies and gentlemen, there is the 14th military hospital standing before you, fully constructed, equipped, staffed, and ready to serve Liberia. Those who have eyes to see, let them see. There are those who see reality, but they lack that they don't see. But it has often been said that none has eyes blind are those who do not wish to see. Well, let them speak today, or forever hold their peace. What a blessing. Without God, nothing is possible. Nothing is done. To God be the glory for the things he has done. Amen. I now take great pleasure and understandable pride in declaring today the 14th Military Hospital officially open. As I proceed now to cut the symbolic ribbon, I dedicate this facility to the glory of God. I thank you.
So that was the voice of the President of the Republic of Liberia.
Thank you, thank you.
Because some of the rooms will be going in and coming back at the same time, so we can carry all of it like this. Stay camera was good. So can we go back a little bit?
After the meeting is called, the President is authorized to tour the facility. Order of tour.
All the state camera will have to stay out a little bit.
We ask you The VIP wing.
Yeah, open up.
And after that, we have refreshment, then departure. For the touching of the ribbon, the president and the first lady will then move to have.
After you open up. Gentlemen, we got work together, right? Yeah. I thought the bus was maybe on the right side. Left side, one is left. Hey.
It is front page Africa.
Open up. Jeremy, I'll get a chance. Let us see this start. Y'all get a chance.
So that's the reception desk.
Reception desk right there.
It is the reception desk at the hospital. The president now has commenced the tour of the hospital.
Where did you get information? Everything. In the big
Everybody can go.
Everybody can go.
I got it. Thank you.
And he's going to be walking out. The president's walking this way. This is where the laboratory is. The president is coming from the pharmacy. From the pharmacy, the president is walking this way. Here he's going to enter here where the laboratory is.
No.
Gotta put that on number. You won't come and see rock. Yeah, put it on that one. Yeah.
The president now is in the laboratory section. That's the laboratory section at the hospital. Because of limited space, the person is asked to stay out.
Kwame.
Weah.
Kwame. Lena and this EFDC man. Okay.
Oh, now I'm quoting.
Gentle guy for still photo on our page, defense page. They put photo, they photos. Somebody not get some of the photos.
Very nice, put down the number of things.
We are heading to the next section. It is one of the
through the entrance, man. This park already.
What the next one? We're going back to from here, we're going to from here, we're going back. We're just there because we want to do now. We don't want to do. No, we cannot go down that hole.
We start going now.
So for the push, no one
That's cool.
Everybody not entering. Everybody not entering. Don't get fresh from the top. Can we get?
Let's go.
Let's go. Open up.
Let's go.
Ma'am, yeah, please.
Creativity, his own innovations, his own leadership.
No, you gotta clear the route.
Let it go faster.
Can we just open up? Yeah, let's just go. Yeah.
Get down on the wall. Let's get on the wall. Get on that side.
Yeah, come out with it.
Let's open up. Let's go. Let's go.
Hold that door.
The delivery room, yeah. I'll go with you. I'm ready. Please go. Coming back. Coming back.
Come here. Yeah. At the delivery room.
And we are still at the procedure. The tour is
If you're interested, you can go to where we're coming from.
Sir, this is the lake you also. Neonatal ICU, where we have our young babies that come before time and are not there.
You come, sir.
What did that mean? Huh? So?
So the tour continues, but because of the crowd, so we have to find our way to have access.
Behind him, everybody behind him. Behind him. Yeah. Who's behind him? Nobody cross.
Everybody can enter here. They play small. They play here small.
Sit, please. Where's my man? The captain playing already. Open up the door. Come in right here. You can go inside. Press. Come back. Press. Come back. Press. Come back. Come back. Open up.
Why are you here now to the executive suite? Executive, right? Okay.
It is the ICU.
But there's a door in there. Look, you just use that start to come. Open up. Let's go. Let's go, press. Let's go.
Ready.
So it's in front of the president, I will be walking him to.
What's on?
1 minute, just 1 minute.
Go. President on the commander, he's the commander chief on the other days. He already has for him.
We have another mission here with the AG. This one is set the rhythm of the heart. We have we have the people of the this mission. It's also the mystic as well with This is Mrs. Naomi Johnson, just a nurse. She will take over for the executive. Hospital. I'm Nurse Naomi Johnson. Permit me please to begin the This is the executive ward. The ward has a roof. The ward also has offices attached to it. This is our ART clinic. Please.
So it's actually for our national leaders. So the purpose of this work is to provide comfort, to provide privacy, and to provide security for our national leaders. So please come
That is the executive wall. As you listen to the nurse there, it is intended to provide comfort, privacy to the national leaders. Because of the crowd, we don't have that opportunity to be.
So, sir, that room is actually for you, to provide you extra comfort.
So that is the VIP wall, and you listen to her. She says it's dedicated for the president. It provides all comfort.
Courtesy of the Central Bank of Liberia, this room was furnished by the Central Bank of Liberia to provide extra comfort. You are welcome, sir.
Get the gear. What next? We're going back. So they can tell you.
Military hospital VIP suite. And that is donated by the Central Bank of Liberia. So the next place is the surgical department. We have to make our way there to see if we'll be having the space.
This is a place Emmanuel deal and
somebody have party with the zero itself. Right? Y'all going there with the zero itself.
That is the surgical wall. Has it been watching lots of state-of-the-art equipment?
This is Liberia too. Emmanuel Jovius is
This is the surgical wall and see state-of-the-art equipment.
We are currently sitting within the operation theater.
Let's listen to the president. He's coming in this way.
This is our primary operating theater. We have a secondary operating theater in the emergency department. That later was donated by Mercy Ships. The rest of the equipment in both ORs were donated by the People's Health of China and Liberia Medical Relief. So this is our primary OT. We've operation would follow today. We have a doctor in the emergency for trauma resuscitation and overflow.
Come this way. Come back this way.
Put it down.
All right, the President.
President is still in the talk.
We have monitors and everything to make sure patients are safe, so they will be on monitors at all times.
Please clap it.
We'll now move over to the emergency. The emergency.
It's bad, as you can see.
Nice to meet you too.
The president is still on this tour of the facility. He's heading to the emergency unit.
Receive the president.
George Farrell, Sergeant George Farrell, will be responsible for the protection.
You're welcome, Your Excellency, to the 14th Military Emergency Room. Permission, I'm First Sergeant George Farrell. I'm the nurse supervisor. Permission to walk you through. We begin, sir, with our, this is where we wash off our emergency room. Well, move on later. This is our emergency.
From this point.
From here, we're able to our second.
State of the art.
It's a huge facility. These are additional beds for our emergency patients. Once they are stabilized, we are able to move them from here to the ward, either male or female. All right.
Emergency ER.
No, you can This is our isolation room for people who come in with infectious disease.
When is
isolate them from the rest of the patients in the emergency room.
This place small.
Yeah, the president don't go there. There he goes.
And lastly,
There he goes. Right there.
our emergency room for VIP. From here,
Good job. He's clapping. He's excited about this movie. Right there, he still moves like nothing wrong. Still thinking there are several rooms to follow. And international partners, I feel like the international partners is just looking. It's a U.S. man. It's just a U.S. man. He's looking at the president like, what a man. And I'm very sure he's right here it is. Minister still went to the
Not just director.
No. Come back, as you do, you can be taking the meat down. You can be taking it. Let's come back, let's go back. One of 14 to show you, let's go back. You gotta come back, they're 14 to show you. Come back, gentlemen. Okay, alright, alright. You can be taking the meat down. Don't be there. We can be taking them on the meat down. We can be taking the meat down. You can't get over 100%. Yeah. You can be taking ground your hand,
Listen, 1 minute, please.
We are wearing our mask. Take the picture. Then for 10 seconds, after 10 seconds, we give our mask, we take the picture. Then one click for our mask.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I want to count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Took out your mask. All I want, took out your mask. Thank you, Mr. President. Where am I?
So, media, you work in
So So that is the conclusion of the tour of the 14th Military Hospital by President George Weah after the official dedication of the hospital earlier today. And we visited several departments of the hospital here. The last place was the emergency room, the 14th ER. So, my name is Gerald calling in for Front Page Africa newspaper. I've been bringing you live coverage of the event. Thank you for watching.